So, I finished it. Ta-da! It is pretty cool. I really like it. So, in this video I'm going to just kind of wrap everything up and talk about all the little changes in the things that I did to make it the guitar that it is. There's plenty of other videos sort of making of. So let's get into this. So first off, obviously, it's Eddie Van Halen inspired. I had always, as you know, as almost everybody, totally loved the first album and the guitar sound that he gets and everything. And most of that is sort of everything other than the guitar. It's the amp and the speakers and the miking and effects that he used, things like that. But obviously, you know, the guitar is like the thing that you hold and it's like, oh yeah, the guitar. You know, on the cover, Eddie isn't standing there holding a Marshall head. He's holding his the original black and white stripe Frankenstrat. So anyway, the coolest sounding guitar on that album, I think, is an Ibanez Destroyer. And that was used on all the stuff that he didn't need a tremolo bar for. So if you know, that's the story, if that's to be believed, because obviously there's a lot of disinformation about Mr. Van Halen's gear. But if that's to be believed, then it sounds like he used the Ibanez Destroyer for everything, and when he needed a tremolo bar, he then sort of went, well, I guess I'll have to use this guitar. So it almost sounds like that's like the second tier, you know, but the Ibanez Destroyer. So we all know it now as the Shark guitar, and it was painted with the stripe design, silver and red, like sparkly, and he had cut a big chunk out of the back end of it and cut this piece off on the bottom, and he said when he took that big chunk out, it never sounded the same again. So although he still used it and liked it enough to use it for the cover artwork, the pictures, front and back of Women and Children First, the guitar just sort of fell out of favor. So I was always wondering, hey, you know, if I built one and didn't take a big chunk out of it, that would kind of be, because I'm sure Eddie now wishes he hadn't taken the big chunk out of it, because he said it never sounded the same after, and he never uses it now. So I put this together, and I know his has the mismatched tuners, 3 golds and 3 silver. I don't care about that, whatever. And I went with the Frankie kind of red, white, and black color stripe, color scheme, because I like that. That looks really cool. And I wasn't that concerned about getting it exact because the Shark wasn't red, white, and black. Painted the back of the neck and everything. I put in 2 humbuckers because he had it in the Shark, and he now plays guitars with 2 humbuckers, a neck and a bridge, and it does have just 1 volume and 1 tone, like I believe his guitars now in, you know, the 2000s and whatever. I was going to put the switch here, but I didn't do that. Instead I put a kill switch. So I can still do that kind of, you know, that with the switch that he did. And since I'm the one who's actually going to be playing this, I put a Strat type pickup selector, and I am not a fan. It's a three-way because 2 pickups. I am not a fan of the big Telecaster barrel because when I flick it with my finger, there's like a sharp edge that it hurts my pinky. Boo-hoo. So I'll find something that I can put on that instead. I move the tone over and I'll eventually fill in that hole, but whatever, because as you've seen, a few of Mr. Van Halen's guitars are pretty banged up. It's super light. It balances amazing. I love it. It balances great. The pickups are GFS. Pretty cool. And I did a brass bridge and a brass stop bar because that's like super 70s kind of thing. And the nut is bone that came with this little kit thing. So I left that. It needs a little bit of work. The frets need a little bit of work. But it sounds great. It sounds awesome. I love it. I'm still not used to the volume being right here. On a Strat, I keep going for like right about here. So I don't know if I'm going to eventually put it over there or something. But it sounds great. I really like it. And that's about it. So. Yeah, I'm definitely no Eddie Van Halen. And I don't even know a lot of Van Halen songs. Huge fan, but I never was really big on imitating someone else. So.